Hello everyone, I'm back with another video, and in today's video we have a Cooler Master MM710 mouse here. And in this video I'm going to take you on a step-by-step how you can open it up and how you can replace the switches on this one if yours is double clicking or is not just responding quickly. Even if it says 20 million clicks, I have used this one for a year and a half, and I still feel like a left and right clicks, they do skip sometimes. And we're going to open it up and we're going to replace them with a better quality switches or whichever switch you want. I'll leave the link for every tool and everything I use in a video description in case you want to purchase yours. So let's get into it and let's get it started. So let's get into it. So let's remove the mouse from here. When you purchase this one, in the box, they include you with an extra pads. They do come right in here, or you can purchase them if you don't have. But I'm going to salvage the one that actually comes in here. I might want to replace them, but let's see, because they're kind of dirty on the corners. You can see they're like that a little bit. Before we remove them, we're going to clean the corners on the side of the pads. So this pad is actually coming up, but yeah. All right, so let's leave this to one side, and first we're going to go over the tools that I'll be using. Tool number one, our good workplace, and 1 or 2 sheets of the workshop towel. This one's almost done. So I have 2 sheets right over here. So we have the work area, and after that, we need a soldering iron. We're going to be using a portable soldering iron, very cheap, small. You don't have to get those big fancy ones. This is a TS100, really good. And we're going to get this one and a plate that you can put on top. All right. So with that on hand, we need a soldering wick. These soldering wicks are really cheap on eBay. You can purchase them, just pretty much a copper mesh to absorb the solder. So I need one of these. Kitchen sponge, a metallic one. You can get a copper one or any other one to just clean the tip. Flux, any sort of flux that can be used. All right, you need this flux. A small amount of flux. I have a big container, so you can get any sort of solder flux. And you need a solder, just a small portion. You don't need a big, huge roll, a small one. A ceramic container, I have to just put the excess of solder in there, just mix them in there sometimes. It drips in there. This one is optional. I have a low temp solder paste is a 180 degrees low temp. It's hardened actually. So that's a extra. Now, the important one is your switches. I have these new switches are called Kyle. It's a really good brand. I found out that they have lasted on my other mouses very long time. 60 million click that they say. So we're gonna need 2 of these ones. And what else do we need? A trash can. I have this carton box with a trash can and scissors. For the scissors are for cutting the wick in here. So I have this industrial one, so we can cut as much as we start using them. Right. And we're gonna get ourselves the alcohol. 99% or 98% isopropylic alcohol. We can get a 95%. A screwdriver set. I'll be using an iFixit screwdriver set. We're gonna use a Phillips number 0. And I'm gonna use a curved tweezers or a straight tweezer, a guitar pick. You're gonna use a guitar pick to bring down this, lift up this pads in here. You can put a little alcohol. You can heat it up with a hair dryer, but I would not recommend you use an alcohol. It just blends the adhesive really quickly. You don't have to heat up. I don't like to heat up the sensor. This one is kind of dirty, has hairs and stuff. So you can reuse them or get a new pads. So depending on you, whichever you want. So I'm gonna remove them and we can clean up the spots. You only need to remove the back pads. You don't need to remove the front pads or front pad. There's only one of them. So remove all those adhesive in there. You can use that old toothbrush to clean it up. All right, now we're gonna remove these screws, these 2 back screws. All right. I'm gonna turn on my solder station. Once you remove the back ones, now all you need to do is to put the opening tool on the back here on between the gap and lift it up a little bit and wiggle it around and pull it back and forward and it will release itself. I'm pretty sure they don't have any screw in the front unless I'm really there. You just push a little bit forward and it will come. It has a tiny hook. So but once you lift it up upward like this, you want to push it towards the front, small little bit, and it will release the hooks right in here that go right there. You can take this outside and clean it, wash it out, and leave it for dry. All right, down here, we're gonna see a simple, let me just clean up this dead skin stuff in there. All right, down here, we can see tiny PCB board. We can just remove this one here or leave the cable in there. Just unhook it from here, just work it around, and it should unhook itself right there. Now we're gonna remove two screws that holds it together. They're right by the wheel. These are chrome screws. All right. Once you remove the chrome screws, there's a tiny latches on the side and the back. You want to lift it with your finger this way and lift up the board. Bring it up, work it around, and it should come up with the whole wheel. So there's the bottom one. You can again take it outside and clean it up with a toothbrush. Now we're gonna work in here. We can see when you push down the wheel, it pushes down on this green arm run. And the right and left one, these are this white arm run, and the back click is right here, and side click. So we're gonna replace this white one and this one, these two on the side, right, left and right clicks. We can pull this triggers gently to the right and take it outside and clean it. You can brush this place so you don't have any dust and stuff like that on here. Now we're gonna turn it over and we can see the legs that we're gonna desolder. These are the ones on the right side here, and this one's over here. All right. I can see these are really short, and this one actually has legs on it, so it's kind of weird. All right. So let's go ahead and start prepping the place. So we're gonna put a little bit of the solder right on the pins, right there. And we're gonna grab our solder station and it is heat up. We're gonna grab a little bit of the low temp flux. I mean low temp solder. I'll put a little bit of low temp solder in here. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna apply it right on top here on this pads. It fall down. And you see the button just fall off from the bottom because these are low soldering. Now, once we have this one down, what we need to do is to shake off this. Let's grab a little whatever you have in the floor. We're gonna use a soldering wick, and we're gonna let me zoom in a little bit, and we're gonna open up the holes in there. So we're gonna put a little solder. I mean, let's put a little flux on the mesh. So we have a little flux right on the mesh, and we are gonna desolder it until it absorbs everything. Now we're gonna use a little bit of towel. We're gonna soak it in an alcohol, and we're gonna clean up the workplace because the solder does get a little dirty. both sides. And then now we're gonna grab one of these new connectors. We're gonna push it in there and make sure it's nicely in place. Hold it with your finger while you're holding it. Then we're gonna apply a little bit of flux on the legs. And we are gonna put a solder. So we're gonna grab a little solder on the tip of the solder. Let's clean up the solder tip. Just dip it in there. And we are holding it, and we're just gonna hold it there for a few seconds, 1 second, and that's it. There we go. Look, nice and clean. Little more of solder. There we go. Nicely soldered right in place. We can use an alcohol, and we're gonna clean up the pin. So there's one. One down, one more to go. So there we have our click nicely replaced. So we're gonna do the same thing. I always like using the low soldering solders. Those are really good. So again, we're gonna apply a little bit of flux on the brush here, and we're gonna put it right over the pins. And I'm gonna grab a little of my solder, low temp solder paste. I'm gonna put it in here. Doesn't matter if it's dry. You just wanna have it on the tip of the solder a little bit. I'm gonna shake it off. And we are gonna dip into the new one. So now we have the new solder in there. So what I'm gonna do again, we're gonna put it right on top of this joint. We're gonna blend the, go back and forward. And there you go. It fall off right from the other side. Again, now once we remove this one here, we're gonna cut the excess of this, whatever we use from the wick that we don't need. We need a clean part. Again, we're gonna dip it right into the flux. What does flux? It does, it makes it easy for absorption of the solder. So that's why we're dipping it in there. And we are gonna, again, put this one over the holes that are really sealed, and we're gonna hold it there. And the wick is gonna absorb the flux. I mean the solder. Yep, it is opened up nicely. So we put that one in. Make sure the orientation of the clicks has to be on the front side. Now we're gonna put a little bit of flux. We are gonna solder it in. Clean up the tip. Grab a little bit of solder on the point of the solder iron and bring it center. There we go. Nicely soldered in place. So let's turn off the, there we go. Now we're gonna clean it up again. Nicely cleaned. All right, we can brush it off a little bit to clean up the lens and stuff like that around the lens. can even use a little more alcohol in there. Just brush it out. All right, now I took it out and I cleaned it up a little bit of brush and alcohol. I cleaned up the wheel and everything like that. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put the wheel right in there, gently put it, squeeze it in there while you're rotating and make sure it clicks in. There we have it. Now we're gonna sit it down in here, bring it from top side down all the way in and make sure it clicks in at the back end by these two clips at the end. And you want to put the two screws that you removed, the chrome ones. You don't have to go crazy tightening it up too much. Just reach it and let it turn more, and that's it. All right. You're gonna grab the connector, push it in there, and leave this cable right there. Grab the top part that you cleaned, bring it down, scoop it in an offset position in the front in 45-degree angle. Make sure it goes in and bring it down. And you can test it right now. Nice and beautiful clicks right here. You can even connect it before you put in the new pads in to make sure it does click left and right. But I'm pretty sure it does. I have done this many times. All right, so now you can use the same pads and clean it, put a double-sided adhesive, stuff like that, or just get the new pad that they come with it, or just purchase yours in eBay or stuff like that, or AliExpress, they sell them too, and put the new pads on. So I'm not gonna change the front pad. I'm just gonna change the back two pads. So we need to remove the adhesive. This one goes on this side. There we go. And the other one goes on the right side. There we go. They have a little plastic on top. You have to peel them off. People don't know that. You have to peel off this tiny plastic protection that they have. And now it becomes really nice and smooth and slippery. And then, oh, I forgot to put the screws on the bottom. So yeah, because the adhesive is still new, you can lift it up easily and put the screw right underneath. There we go. Again, I hope you guys like this video and helped you guys out. If you have any question or request, feel free to leave them in a video comment. I always try to answer them as soon as I can. If you want to support the channel, you can click that like and subscribe. I'll greatly appreciate it. It helps and motivates me to make more videos, take requests, and answer your questions in the comment area. Appreciate that. And this is how you can replace your tactical switches on your Cooler Master MM710 mouse. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next videos.